Hey guys, Vengeful Raider here with another video. So this is for you guys who are fresh beginners just getting into Gaslands. You've seen the game and think, you know what, I want a piece of that action. So you think to yourself, you know what, I need to build me up some combat cars in the, for the wasteland and the post-apocalyptic future and all that stuff. Or in other words, the word that no one in Mad Max can pronounce. But yeah, the game Gaslands is fairly simple, easy to pick up, and is a lot of fun. And one of the best parts is building and customizing your own cars, in my personal opinion. So first of all, you're going to need the book. The book is fairly cheap, it's a quick read cover to cover, and the rules are extremely simple and quick to remember. For ease of access, I'm just going to say you need some skid dice and some templates, and that will really help you get into the game. So yeah, what are you going to need to do next? First of all, I'd recommend that you, once you've read it cover to cover, have a look at the sponsors and what they really do, you know what I mean? Like, which one really seems to taper more to your style. And then once you've decided on a sponsor, you can check out more of their perks and their abilities. So yeah, once you've done that, then it comes time to build a team, both on paper and in the real world. So you've got some cars lying around the house. Pretty much everybody does. No one knows how they turn up, they just do. It's weird. But yeah, you might have some in a shoebox somewhere. So yeah, just grab some of those if you don't fancy going outside and buying some more. And, you know, really try to visualize your team. So you got your 3 cars, let's say, in front of you. Give a good look at them and think, you know what? Maybe I like this one to be more of my bruiser, you know? Like, I'll put a big gun on that one. And this one could maybe be more of my light, fast kind of car, or even a performance car. It's better to have the stuff in front of you if you're just using your old junk cars to get an idea of the kind of team you're going to build. After that, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to get out some pen and paper, or maybe just do it on the PC, and write out a list. Write out your team, like, you know, visualize it, put it down to pen and paper, and I'd recommend going for a 50-point team. That's option 1. Option 2 is you decide that, you know what, I'm going to go out and buy some cars. So I'm going to write down my 50-point team here, let's say my Rutherford team, and have a couple of trucks. And there you go, you've got your team now on pen and paper. Now all you have to do is go outside and source some vehicles. You know, you just go out and buy some cars. Why not, right? But if you are going to go outside and buy some cars, I would highly recommend that you grab some extra. And that's because, you know, you might have a couple of buddies who want to try the game. It's always good to bring enough cars to get everybody involved, in my personal opinion. Next step you're going to need to take is, you know, to get some dashboards ready. And, you know, you can either print these out, or you can go old school like me and write them out on pen and paper. It's completely on you. If you do choose to write them out in pen and paper, make sure you do it in clear print so everyone can read and understand what you're writing. You don't have to necessarily buy templates either. You can just print them off if you really want to, and, you know, that is the cheaper alternative. It gives you maybe more money to spend on cars and, like, maybe bits and pieces for those cars, but we'll get onto that in a moment. So it's fairly easy to do. There's many places you can go to print off templates. If you've got a 3D printer, there's even places where you can download a file so you can print them off also with that. Dice, you don't necessarily need to buy skid dice either. You can just use normal 6-sided die and, you know, just use the conversion chart here, which is fairly handy to have on hand. So, you know, maybe you decide, you know what, I want the tokens, I want the templates, I want the dice, I want to have the full experience, I want to have all the goodies. Well, you can get those fairly easily. There's so many different places to source them. You can go on Etsy, you can go on eBay. There's so many different places where you'll be able to get tokens and all that stuff to put on your dashboards and represent certain things. Now, this is the completely optional side of the hobby. You could decide, I want to customize my team. I want them to look unique. I really want to say, these are my dudes. So I'm going to take them apart and I want to add weapons to them. But, you know, okay, you don't have any weapons. Or maybe you're not happy with the wheels you've got. You know what I mean? Maybe you've got these wheels that don't look maybe realistic enough. Or they're not big enough. Or they're not off-roady enough. You know what I mean? Well, if that is the case, then there's a few places you can go to source parts. Now, for example, in the UK, if you do want to source parts like miscellaneous bits and pieces and weapons and all that jazz, then head over to the Autokill guys. They've got a wide selection of stuff, and it's at a very, very reasonable price. You've got almost anything you can think of. You got speakers, you got guitars, man. I mean, you got exhaust pipes, you got engines, you got like blowers, you got weapons, all sorts of weapons. You even got like a nuclear megaton bomb type thing. But if you want wheels, you can head over maybe to the Facebook group and for Gaslands and check out the Camseal Designs. I'm sorry if I butchered that name, I do apologize. But they do make some cool wheels, pretty interesting looking ones, and ones that will really help your design get more of an aggressive stance. You know, I mean, say you got your guns from your auto kill stuff on there, and you got all your armor and whatnot. You know what? Just put some of those wheels on. It'll add a real sort of like a mean look to the vehicle, give it some more edge to it. You know what I mean? And help it stand out on the battlefield. So you got your cars all ready to go. You've either painted them up or you've left them standard, you know, unmodded. It's completely down to you. No one's judging. And you know what? Now it's time to have some fun. Go and have a couple of death races and, you know, play with your buddies. Maybe do a death match if you're more like me and cause some real carnage and bask in your enemy's blood, or oil in this case, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I warn you, it is incredibly addictive. And when you start, you can't stop. It's like Pringles, if you like Pringles. But if you're like me, you don't like Pringles. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, and it's incredibly addictive. And it's very easy to get into. It's incredibly cheap. And one of the other sides of the hobby, personally my favorite, is the building and the painting aspect. Because you can literally go nuts. Create vehicles and to your heart's content. You know what I mean? Really go for it. Or, you know, maybe you're more of a gameplay guy, you're more of a war gamer, you know, you're really into kicking ass and taking names, then go for it. You know, just get your stuff written out and get your dashboard ready to go. Dice and templates. Hell, dice, if you don't really need them, you can just use a conversion chart and your book, and boom, you're ready to go. Get into the game, get immersed, get like immersion going or whatever, and get some action, have some great times, and, you know, bring more people into it. That's the idea, guys. If you're having a good time doing something, and you know it's good fun, then bring a friend in, get someone else involved. And if you have the spare funds, what you could do is you could buy extra cars and go to play a game. And if you see someone wanting to play, then say, "Here you go, buddy. Here, have some of these cars," and keep them. You know, use those cars and keep them. Get into the hobby, have some fun. Because at the end of the day, guys, car combat is a really interesting form of like tabletop gameplay, in my personal opinion, and I absolutely adore it. I love it. And yeah, anything to really help spread it, go for it. You know what I mean? Get more buddies involved, meet new people. It's brilliant. So yeah, I guess I've rambled on for long enough now. Thank you guys so much for watching. For links to all the awesome stuff, go to the description below. If you're in the UK, I've got links for you there. And if you're in the US, I've got links for you there as well. So if you want to source parts and whatnot, if you want to find cars, all the different methods. Alright guys, you know the drill, survivors. Drive angry.
This happened, this pocky clips happened, and that's...
See what I mean? Mad Max people. What can I say?